welcome folks, Posmir, and I want to bring to you today another tutorial. This time we are going to add attires and unlock some for a custom wrestler. Now I'm going to be following Red Rooster's tutorial over on SmackDocs. You can find the link in the description, but first off we have to actually get the correct MISC file to actually edit. So I'm going to go to my WWE 2K15 folder and go to the pack folder and grab MISC 01 start. Going to copy that to my desktop. That's just going to be our working folder right there. Now I'm going to open it up, do a Control F to find a capital COS. Now this is the start of the unlocked attires. As you can see, there's a lot of data in here. I have installed Cave Windrider's 100 attire unlock, in which we've got a lot of this data in there from that particular mod. This is also included in the Attitude Era and Beyond mod, and I believe it's also included in the Then, Now, and Forever mod. Both the arena mods include this. But if you have any of these individual mods, they all have their own MISCs, but they do not specify what wrestlers you have installed. So if you want to edit it to what wrestlers you have, you're going to have to follow this tutorial. Now after the COS, you've got these 4 bytes here. That is the start of this data. Then you have 64000000. This signifies how many wrestlers have unlocked attires. Now this is set to 64, which in hex converting to decimal is 100. Now all of these are hexadecimal numbers. We'll get into that in a moment. And this 64 is once again 100. Now, this is actually the start of the first wrestler that has attires unlocked. So this 64 is 100, and number 100 in the pack files is actually The Rock. So I'm going to open up his pack file here, and there's where you can usually see how many attires a wrestler has. And if they have several attires, you might want to signify them in your pack, or your MISC rather. So I'm going to close out of that. I don't particularly want The Rock, a whole lot of attires for him, so I'm going to install someone else. I want to install Goldberg, so I'm going to bring over my little WWE 2K15 file spreadsheet and look up Goldberg, and Goldberg is in slot 361. Now that's in decimal, so that's in our normal base 10 number scale. So I need to convert that to hex. So I've got my calculator over here set to programmer mode. I'm going to type in decimal 361. And over in hex, that is 6169. So we actually need to reverse that, or reverse these bytes. So I'll show you what that means. So I'm going to go back here into this. And instead of 64, I need to type the first 2 digits, 69, and then the last digit, 1, as 01. And that will save it as 169, and that in hex is 361. So that'll tell the game that Goldberg has some attires. So this is 4 bytes. Is your pack number for the superstar. And you can see a few more down here. This would be 65. That's 101. That would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you want to change some of these, you can go ahead, and then 66 and such on. You've got 10 attires here already set up with Cave Windrider's mod, as I said before. And that is this 0A. That is 10. This is the number of attires that this wrestler has. So Goldberg doesn't have 10 attires. He actually has 4. So I'm going to change this to 04, so he only has 4 attires. Now this here starts the names of the attires and if they are unlocked. So this will be the string file, which I've gone over how to edit strings in another tutorial. And then this will be if it is unlocked or not. You want to unlock all of the attires by default, so you just want to fill them all in with FF, FF, FF. If you do not have Cave Windrider's mod installed in your MISC, these might be all zeros as such. And then you'll just type in FF to fill it in and unlock the attire. Now I want to change the names of these. Currently they're set to WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, and such. I believe that's because of the particular string that I got from the Attitude Era and Beyond mod. But I've edited my string to include a couple of new names for these attires. I have the black with white trim, black and white, and no elbow pads. Now once again, we're going to have to reverse this. So the way this reads it is basically from right to left. So we need to write FE and then 8D. So then that's going to read it as 8DFE, and that's going to be the string for the first attire, and that's going to be black. So now I need to go and do that again with FF 8D for black with white trim. Now I was going to add with/white trim, but the particular string that I used did not allow that, so I had to condense it down. But I'm going to continue on with these next two, 8E00. So I actually messed that up. I typed it in forwards. I need to type it in backwards. 8E is in the second slot. So that would have read it as 008E, and that would have been the right string. It would have gotten us some weird name or no name at all. So now we have to do our last one here, 018E, and we've got our 4 tires. Now all these other ones, I want to fill in. But if you're doing this with a bunch of them, you don't really want to type all that much. So I'm just going to select up to the next pack, which will be the 65 here for Stone Cold. I'm going to fill section with 00. So that's all filled in now. So now our 0169, which is Goldberg, will have 4 tires, and they'll be named after these 4 strings. And since we've set these all to FF, they'll be unlocked. So I want to save this, close it, and now this does give you a backup file. If it does break, you can go and fix it. Go back to your pack folder, paste it in there, replace the file. One thing that I forgot. I went and checked and he wasn't actually unlocked. I forgot that you also have to edit the MISC from Start DLC 60. So I'm going to also copy that to my desktop. So I'm going to open up both of these here. I'm going to go to COS once again. I want to show you something else here. COS. So then 64, here's the start of where I replaced Bill Goldberg. And so 6901 to 65, I'm just going to copy. And from 64 to 65 once again, paste right. Now, if you're ever pasting into HXD, you're going to usually want to paste right because that's going to overwrite the data and not insert the data, moving data around. A lot of these files are very sensitive to where exactly data is, so you want to overwrite it like here. So this MISC Start DLC 60 is going to have the same information in the same spot. It's not going to move all of this data to other locations. So once again, we're going to save and close out of that and start DLC 60, copy that to the DLC 60 pack folder, paste, replace, and now I can open up WWE 2K15. Alright, now I am in the menu for the superstars. I'm going to use the AJ Lee glitch because it's easier to show here. So you can see now, and now you can select black with white trim, black and white, or no elbow pads. Now, all of these are sort of typed the way I type them, so they're not quite all capitalized like you have with the random. So I might go back and fix that in my string. You might want to keep that in mind when you are editing your own strings, that some strings will auto-capitalize everything, some strings won't. It kind of depends on the actual font that the particular menu uses. So you can see here on the no elbow pads, I didn't capitalize pads. So I might want to go back and fix that. I might be okay with that. It's really whatever I want. So that's really how you're going to want to edit this pack file so that you can have the particular names that you want, the setup that you want. You have exactly how many attires the character actually has. One complaint I've seen is that the 10 attire unlock will make it so the original attire shows up a lot more. So if you select an attire that the wrestler doesn't actually have, it will default to the first attire. So here is the no elbow pads attire for Goldberg here. Now, I like trying to limit it. I like trying to limit it to how many attires they actually have. That's going to actually get you the best results if you're going to use random in your universe mode or in your exhibition mode. So hopefully this tutorial was pretty easy to follow, and you can actually go through and edit your own MISC to get the exact results that you are looking for. This has been Pawsum, and I thank you for your time.